से अच्छी तरह से। अब तू वहाँ पे अपने जाता नौकरी पे 3 दिन बैठी रहती, पता ही नहीं चलता कि ऊपर है कि नहीं है। हम लोग
Kimberly is keeping to herself, and it feels that I'm stuck between them. I listen to them all the time complaining, but honestly I don't know what to do.
अगला नहीं चाहते
बस अब देखो बात है ना, नहीं चाहते।
तो ये बोल ना उसको, मुझको क्या बोल रहा है तू?
I'm at the worst scenario right now because they are only looking at their opinions. Kimberly is looking from her perspective, my family is looking from their perspective, and I have to listen to both of them, but I never get an opportunity to express my frustration.
Do you know what I just love about this show? I just love people's ability to take accountability. I feel like accountability is literally the most strongest point that they have on this show. Don't you think? Don't you agree? Maybe not, because accountability is a myth. You know, I could sit here and I could easily say, you know what, TJ, you're right. You're right. Kimberly is the full problem with what is going on between your relationship with her and your family, and even your relationship with yourself and her in general. But you know what the thing is, though, that we should never forget? TJ lied to Kimberly multiple times. He withheld information, in fact. Not lied, but withheld information with a sprinkle of lies. He fully told us several times that he's going to wait until they're married to then tell her certain things that are required to be a part of the family. That is never a good thing to do, ever. Now, bear in mind, Kimberly had already been to India before. She had a little experience before, but she never had the experience of actually living in the house in this capacity. She had never even been in the kitchen before. So, you know what's so crazy about TJ? TJ always runs. TJ is one of those people, he always choose flight over fight. And when I say flight over fight, what I mean is when something needs to be confronted and needs to be spoken about, he would rather just run away. Take the flight out of the situation rather than fight the battle to try and get an actual answer, to get an actual conclusion. That's what he does. That's why even in that video there, he's like, well, you go tell her then. Because he doesn't want to have to go and say anything. And this isn't about the fact that he's afraid of how Kimberly's going to overreact. No. This is not a Jasmine and Gino type situation. This is due to the fact that this is just who he is as a person. But you know what though? Let's get into it because we're about to untangle this madness.
Somebody wants to go upstairs to the roof, they have to go through our living room. I asked them to ring the doorbell so I can make sure I'm clothed, since they're very peculiar about that. But they saw it as I'm telling them not to come upstairs at all. Or I go downstairs, I'm just met with hostile looks and not even greeted.
I used to get up really positive and sing about how beautiful the day was and how it was going to be a great day.
Whenever I try to talk to TJ about this kind of stuff, he just becomes defensive and accusatory.
You know, I could sit here and tell you guys that I feel like the whole relationship between Kimberly and his family is all due to miscommunication. But you know what though? It's not. It's really not down to miscommunication. But you see, at the end there, it's all about TJ. Each time I try to talk to TJ, something happens. If you ask me personally, I just think the whole situation that comes around TJ and Kimberly is due to the fact that TJ did not take any time to really do crowd control. I'm not saying that should have been his responsibility, but what I'm trying to say is that whilst he was withheld information from Kimberly, I wonder if he was withheld information from his family. Because you look at it this way, right? He did not want to tell Kimberly how life was really going to be like and her responsibilities after they got married. He didn't want to tell her that, right? So I'm curious that the whole time he didn't want to tell her that, I'm curious what he was telling the family. Was he telling the family that, yes, of course, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. Yes, of course, she's going to be more than happy to do this, da-da-da-da-da. I'm curious about that. Because at the end of the day, if you're not telling someone else the whole truth, what's there to make us believe you're telling other people the whole truth? You know what I'm saying? But this isn't me siding with Kimberly and saying that she's some kind of saint. No. Because at the end of the day, Kimberly had already been to India before anyway, and she said it didn't work out the first time. So the fact that she thought it was going to work out the second time is bizarre. It's like Nicole before when she went to Egypt with Mahmoud. You know what I mean? She'd been there the first time and it didn't work out, but she went back again anyway. Why would you go back again? It makes no sense. There's no sanity behind that. You know what I mean? So you were always going to shoot yourself in the foot by going back to a location that you knew you did not enjoy the first time. Point blank, period. The delusion has been there since day one. The arguments have been there since day one. They've never gone away. They've never got better. They've always been the same. But either way, though, in fact, them always being the same also adds on to the fact that TJ's approach has always been the same. And his approach has always been, I'll wait that information until we're married. That is deceiving. That is a dangerous game you want to play. Especially when you're dealing with someone like Kimberly, somebody that literally has no shame in just losing her shiz. I personally wouldn't be playing with someone like that personally. I mean, personally, I wouldn't be playing anyone anyway, you know what I mean? But if I was going to play with anyone, it wouldn't be someone who I knew had the ability to just go off the rockers. But hey, man, TJ complains about how he's in the middle. But hey, guess what, TJ? Each time you're in the middle, you don't actually dictate anything. You just say what you got to say and then you disappear without actually saying anything. It's like the Prime Minister Rishi right now when he gave a statement of why he should continue leading the UK. He said a whole lot of nothing, just blah 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 nothing. I've started to think maybe it's a thing in India. I don't know. We had Rishi from that day. He was saying things like he was saying a whole lot of nothing. We got Rishi over here saying a whole lot of nothing. You got Summit saying a whole lot of nothing, and now we got TJ saying a whole lot of nothing. But then again, though, when it comes to being a salesperson, this is what they do. You know what I mean? Not trying to be stereotypical, but you go to your corner shop or whatever, convenience shop or whatever, off-license shop. It's usually an Asian person that runs it, right? Predominantly from India, you know what I mean? You try to have a conversation about, hey, this wheeling dealer. He always says things, there's a whole lot of nothing, but just to make you feel like you're saying something, just so you buy the product. You see what I'm saying? Deceiving is a thing there. But we continue.
Speak Hindi. I don't have an option of going out without you. I feel like I'm starting to get depressed because I can't do anything.
You know, there's always the option to actually try and learn the language. I find it interesting that people never actually take that option to learn the language. But hey, it is what it is.
Common problem now.
It's not a common problem to get depressed right after you get married. And whenever I tell you how I feel, we get into an argument and we don't talk for days. How marriage works.
The reason behind of doing is that I don't want to escalate to that level where you just don't want to see each other's face.
You see right there? That's my point. This guy always runs. Always wants to run. So I don't want things to escalate. Boy, like, come on, man. Pull up your pants. Be a grown-up, for goodness sake.
It's avoiding the whole thing because then you leave me up here by myself. It feels like you're secluding me in a jail cell. It feels like I'm in isolation.
Whew, boy, that was deep. That one is deep. But then again, at the same time, like I said before, maybe if she found a way to learn the language and, you know, ventured outside, maybe things would be a bit more different. But hey, it is what it is.
Because I'm not on good terms with them.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. And no one wants to solve anything with me. Everybody just wants to bitch at each other because of it.
Where is the lie in that statement, though? Where is that lie? Nobody wants to solve anything. Everybody just wants to back chat about it. That is truth. I think one thing that we can give Kimberly is that she's definitely not afraid to have a conversation, definitely not afraid of the confrontation. You know, we can definitely say that. We can't take that away from her, you know what I mean? So she's making very good points there. I mean, that is the only point that actually matters, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, because goddamn, you guys have been in this situation now, up and down, 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 up and down. Like, are you not exhausted?
Are you crazy about that?
Sweet, I've asked you multiple times not to dare call me crazy. I don't call you an ass. I don't call you a dick. I don't call you a titty baby. I don't call you anything that you don't like to be called. Don't you dare call me crazy.
I don't call you a titty baby. So now on. Sorry. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's just continue.
I just told you a few minutes ago that I'm depressed.
You are depressed of your own reason, not because of me.
Everybody gets depressed over their own reasons.
And then Kimberly comes out. Nothing but nasty. There's no need for it, really, truly, is it? There's really no need for her to come out. It's just an aggressive way. You know what I mean? I'm happy that she left, to be honest with you. And she obviously, you know, yeah, I'm happy that she left India and she's back in the States. This woman's driving herself crazy at this point. You see what I'm saying? I feel like the part that she's missing out is that she has to take accountability to the fact that she's not depressed because of the situation with TJ and the family. Not necessarily. I mean, it plays a part. But I'm going to go off the limb and say that she's more depressed with the fact that she made a choice that she regrets. And she knew that she should never marry him in the first place. Because the signs were there. She can't be that naive and that stupid to not acknowledge that, hey, you know what? I actually messed up. I could have easily avoided this, but I didn't. Because I messed up.
You know that how many times I told you, if you feel alone, you can go back to US.
What did I tell you? Man always chooses flight over fight. Just like that, you feel like you can just go out to the US. Carols and play with your fingers. someone that loves someone wouldn't really react in this way, to be honest with you. The guy is not fighting him whatsoever. It is wild. I wonder where that stems from now. I'm curious where that comes from. You know? Very curious. It's a hard knock life for us. Okay, yeah.
You can go anytime, whenever you want.
I want to be with my husband, but it doesn't seem like my husband even wants to be with me.
You want to find a new person?
That blows my mind. Find a new person. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, who?
I can change.
Support me.
How you know me to support? Should I left my job? Should I left my family?
I'm asking you to listen to me.
How many times I would listening to you? That means I am.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. From my own experiences, the moment that woman says to you, you know, I just want you to listen to me, it's not looking good for you, bro. It's not looking good for you. I won't lie to you. Like, I mean, the moment that comes out of a woman's mouth, that's the moment that you got two choices. Either one, continue arguing and literally get nowhere, or just agree with anything that she says and then come back later on and then revisit the conversation when everything's calmed down. Because right now, the blood is hot. When the blood is hot, don't waste your breath justifying or trying to explain the situation. Don't even waste your breath even trying to calm her down. Just agree and say, you know what? You're right. You are right. And then come back. If you need to, come back when the mood is gone. You know what I'm saying? When she's back. You know what I'm saying? At this point, hey, don't waste your time. But yeah.
Rest of your life. That's what marriage is.
So what's the solution? Going back to US? Okay with that.
I'm telling you that I'm depressed and you don't care.
What do you else expect from me?
Maybe give me a hug and say I'm sorry you're depressed.
This is why I said, at this moment in time, backtrack, son. Just say, you know what, you're right, I'm good, you're right. To be fair, giving her a hug right now probably wouldn't be the best idea because she's had to tell you that, to be honest with you. That never goes well, but you're on noobs, I told you to, you know what I'm saying? So like I said before, you backtrack. At this point, you say, you know what, I'm sorry, you're right. You don't even have to apologize, just be like, you know what, okay, cool, no, I agree with you, you're right. I didn't see your point of view, but I see it now and I understand it. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. And then there's still that possibility where she's still going to want to keep going and going, but just rein it in no matter what. You know what I mean? And at that point, if anything, maybe get up, go and get a drink, come back, then give her a cuddle. You know what I'm saying? If you give her a cuddle straight away, there's a higher chance of rejection of, no, leave me alone. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. But you go and get a little drink, you know what I'm saying? Okay. You know what I mean? Water, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? No, nothing, all color. Or a cup of tea, if you like a cup of tea, hot drink. But ideally, you don't want to be gone for too long. So I think a water will be quicker or something, but not tap water, a bottled water. So always keep bottled waters in your house. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to her. You know what I mean? Give it to her. Even maybe bring a glass with some ice if necessary. You know what I mean? Okay, boom, and then just let her drink it, cool her down. You know what I'm saying? Then give her kind of say, you know what? It's okay. You don't have to apologize. Just be okay. Then later on, you be like, hey babe, you know we were talking about before. I just want to touch up on a few things so I know we're both on the same page. Yeah. And then boom. But you got to articulate that stuff. You don't know how to address yourself to a woman, man. It's looking peak for you. But of course, with this guy here, it's not even about it looking peak. It's about the fact that this guy here likes to take flight over fight.
He vows to love me, so that do his part for better or worse, and this person is not holding up his end of the bargain.
Okay, is this a duty of the husband only to do anything?
It is duty
What's
of
the
the
duty of the wife?
I can't believe they're having a whole argument about the duty of the husband and the duty of the wife. Like, honestly, this is so freaking sad. It's crazy because generally speaking, when you're actually with someone and you're in a relationship, that's when you kind of judge your duties. You know, you watch how each other behave and you have conversations about it if it's not the way you like it to be. Talking about it after marriage? I mean, of course, there's always going to be new things to talk about, but this really and truly, it's a madness. But hey, like I said before, for him now, he with that information, which is where he went wrong massively. And this is what he gets. You know the differences between TJ and Gino? TJ refuses to acknowledge the fact that if he doesn't tell you, because they're both dealing with two women that just lose their rockers, right? But the thing is though, Kimberly's manageable. You can manage this 100%. Kimberly just suffers from reassurance. She just needs a lot of reassurance, you see what I'm saying? A lot of care. That's what she suffers from. She doesn't give her that. Jasmine just suffers from just Jasmine being Jasmine. I don't think she can be solved, to be honest with you. You can give it everything, that woman's still gonna be crazy as hell. Kimberly can be rained down, do you know what I mean? But the thing is with Gino is that Gino does the same thing again and again because Gino just he's just a plonker. TJ has tools. Okay, this is the best way I can explain it. If TJ had just been truthful about everything, things could have may have gone differently. With Gino now, he's been truthful about many things, but Jasmine is still bonkers. You see what I'm saying? But at least Gino's actually truthful with certain things. This guy just isn't truthful at all. That's just the bottom line. He's just to run and hide from everything. And this is what causes this woman, Kimberly, to go absolutely berserk in the wrong way. But here's the thing though, he knows this is how she's going to behave. And he hasn't learned how to manage it. Like I said, easily managed, man. Come on now, man. Don't mess about, but yeah.
I'm earning. You keep asking me to give you emotional support. What about me? What about my emotional sentiments? Who's gonna give me support? Nobody.
You're not telling me whenever you need anything, and I'm trying my best.
That's probably a fact. He's probably not telling her what he needs, to be honest with you, because he doesn't speak. He's a bit like Manuel. Just doesn't speak, doesn't say too many things. Just reveals things when he feels like it. And then the women that we've end up reacting in this way. And they're surprised why. Like, women like you to like, they want to know everything. You know what I mean? They don't like things to be withheld. Point blank, period.
Over and over again, but I think you think that I'm joking.
You have all right to separate with me also.
I don't want to separate from you.
Because I'm a...
No, I said I don't.
You said that.
And then the scream. It's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame, it's a shame. It's a goddamn shame, man. Their relationship, you know, all I know is this. Kimberly needs to definitely see somebody. She definitely needs to see a therapist or something to really get rein in all this anger that she has in her, you know what I mean? Obviously stems from a lot of places. She has to really find a way to rein that in. But also at the same time, what's his name? Whatever his name is, TJ. He needs to learn to communicate. That's his biggest issue. His biggest issue is that he doesn't know how to communicate, or at least just doesn't want to. But one thing we can agree on, I hope so, is that these two are definitely not made in heaven. But with that being said, though, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.